lucky enough to work in politics, or if you are lucky enough to have talking about politics be part of your job, this is the time of year when you come to work with a go bag, because at any moment, a local political story could become the national political story. This is a time in election season when election-related headlines get emphatic, they often get weird, and they start landing very, very fast, one right after another. For example, just today, all of this happened. Carl Palladino, the Republican running for governor in the great state of New York, famous for forwarding super racist and hardcore pornographic emails to his friends and colleagues, Carl Palladino doubled down on something he said about New York Senator Kirsten Gillibrand's relationship to the senior New York Senator Chuck Schumer.
She is his little girl.
She is his little girl. That was last week. A local CNN affiliate asked him about that comment today. That went poorly.
This week you called Senator Kirsten Gillibrand Chuck Schumer's little girl. Do you think that's a sexist comment to make? Do you have any regrets about that?
No, I don't.
So you don't think it's sexist?
Absolutely not.
Well, a number of Republicans are telling us that due to your behavior and remarks...
Are we going to talk issues, or am I leaving you right now?
Well, I think this is about issues, sir. I think some say that some of the comments you made say that you're not capable of running the state.
Okay?
Well, we'd like you to stay here with us and talk about the issues facing for voters in the North Country. Carl Palladino, we'd like you to stay and talk to us and talk about the issues. All right, well, Mr. Palladino has decided that he does not want to stay and conduct the interview.
No, Mr. Palladino most certainly does not want to stay and conduct the interview. Also today, in Delaware, Republican Christine O'Donnell, a talented and seasoned television personality, decided that her last-minute Hail Mary in her way-behind Senate race would be a giant 24-minute-long infomercial about herself to run on a local Delaware TV station. The candidate tweeted last night, Channel 28, Sunday at 11:30 p.m. Real look at what is happening in Delaware. Watch it before you cast your vote. Rebroadcast 10 a.m. and 3 p.m. Monday. Then, next tweet, in eager anticipation, 1 minute until the premiere of our 30-minute feature. Tune in to meet all the heartwarming people I have met on the campaign trail. Channel 28. Then, next tweet, oh, sad. Okay, this is not our show. Must be a programming mix-up. We will get back to you. Then this morning, this isn't our show either. We are told Channel 28 forgot to air it both times, even though we paid for the time slot last week. Then later this morning, dirty politics again? I'd like to think the county-run station really did just forget, even though we reminded them this morning. Yeah, eventually the station did air the ad, saying that the problem was that the O'Donnell campaign didn't get them the ad in time for them to run it. Then Christine O'Donnell thanked the station on Twitter. Then she went back to complaining on Twitter again, saying it wasn't running again when it was supposed to be running. Essentially, bottom line, the Christine O'Donnell for Senate campaign has ended in TV chaos. Surprise! Yeah. In Kansas, a giant digital billboard in Wichita has been urging voters to vote for the Republican congressional candidate there, Mike Pompeo. The billboard says, look at that, vote American, vote Mike Pompeo. The guy Mike Pompeo is running against, also American, right? Yeah, born in Cleveland, but he's an Indian American. His name is Raj Goyal. So when you say vote American, get it? Yeah. Republican Mike Pompeo's campaign is not directly responsible for the ad. A supporter is. But when Mr. Goyal's campaign complained about the Vote American billboard, Mr. Pompeo's campaign attacked, calling that an outrageous accusation with no basis in fact. This is also probably the right time to note that in August, Mr. Pompeo's campaign tweeted a link to an article in which Mr. Goyal was called a, and I quote, turban topper. The Pompeo campaign claimed that whole thing was an accident. Also, nothing to do with the billboard, nothing at all. Also in Kansas, the state attorney general is investigating robocalls that reportedly tell people that they will need to take a voter registration card and proof of home ownership to election stations on Wednesday. Of course, voters neither have to bring a voter registration card nor proof of home ownership to the polls in order to vote. Also, the election is Tuesday, not Wednesday. This is the same kind of they don't want you to vote shenanigans we have seen in paper form in Harris County, Texas, and Houston, Texas, where these flyers were distributed in minority voting precincts, telling voters that if they voted a straight Democratic ticket, their votes would mysteriously be counted as Republican votes. Not true. Not true at all. But those shenanigans turned up in Houston alongside an aggressive push by conservative Tea Party groups in Harris County to make their Tea Party presence conspicuous and visible at mostly minority polling places. The Houston Chronicle reports today that whatever those intentions were there, Harris County has actually had record early voter turnout, more than double the total number of early votes cast in the last two midterm elections. In Atlanta, similarly, Tea Party groups say they plan to send dozens of Tea Partiers to polling places to serve as poll watchers. The Atlanta Journal-Constitution quoting an official from the NAACP saying, quote, "I'm concerned whether poll watching or intimidation is their goal. Not only should the NAACP be concerned, but so should all of Georgia." At this point in the sprint to the election, political headlines are changing minute by minute. Even the campaigns have all but stopped paying attention as they concentrate on rallying their base voters and getting out the vote. You can see with some of these images from rallies just today, with candidates all over the country bringing in surrogates like Bill Clinton or Joe Biden or Mitt Romney or the First Lady Michelle Obama or John Boehner, bringing in these political headliners to their states, to their districts, to rally their voters. But you know what? No matter what you've heard, no matter what last-minute tactics, no matter what 11th-hour scandals get reported, ultimately, what matters at this point, all that matters at this point, is whether people go out and vote.